I knew humiliation had a taste, bitter, metallic, like blood held behind clenched teeth. The night my chosen mate married someone else, while I carried his pup, the whole pack watched me shatter. His new bride kissed him under the moon altar as if she hadn't helped hide the pregnancy test he begged me to throw away. And me? I stood there, stomach twisting, heart cracking, wolf silent. Silent. Until tonight. Because when I finally broke down on my tiny apartment floor, sobbing into my hands, my wolf rose inside me and howled through my bones, a sound so powerful it shook the air. And someone answered. A growl rolled through the night like thunder. A knock followed. Slow, heavy, alpha deep. When I opened the door, a towering stranger stood there, eyes glowing molten gold. He said my name like a vow, Lira, mine. If you believe fate doesn't play fair, hit subscribe, because my life just flipped with one howl. Chapter 1. My name is Lira Corin, 24. Omega by blood, disaster by personality. People say I'm too soft, too trusting, too sarcastic under pressure. But that last one is a coping mechanism, not a personality. Before the whole, my chosen mate left me pregnant for a political upgrade thing, I worked part-time at the PAC clinic, restocking bandages and pretending my life wasn't slowly collapsing. And then came Jace. A handsome, polite, image-obsessed beta who loved to remind me I was lucky he chose me. We'd been together 2 years when he found out the elder's daughter, Mayela, wanted a beta husband to strengthen her position. Apparently, power beats love, and pregnancy, as it turns out, is inconvenient timing. Jace stood in my kitchen that night, the same kitchen where he once told me he loved me, and said the words that carved me open. Lira, I can't reject Mayela. Her father will secure my promotion. Besides, I didn't sign up for fatherhood this young. I stared at him, hand on my belly. You got me pregnant. He shrugged like he misplaced his keys. Then he left. Just like that. No ceremony, no apology, not even a sorry I ruined your life cupcake. And the worst part? My wolf went quiet. A horrible emptiness. No warmth in my chest, no instinctive whisper. Just cold. For weeks I worked, I breathed, I pretended. But inside I felt deadened, like a candle someone pinched shut. And then, tonight, Mayela's wedding. Everyone said I should stay home. But I went anyway, because why not torture myself with free food and emotional damage? People stared. Pack gossip buzzed like flies. There she is. Poor thing. Jace moved on quick. Is she actually pregnant, or was that a rumor? Oh, it was real. Every kick reminded me. Every heartbeat on the ultrasound reminded me. Every lonely night reminded me. At the reception, I barely made it to the bathroom before the nausea hit. Morning sickness at night. Poetic. When I reached the sink, I whispered, "Why aren't you saying anything?" To my wolf? To myself? Nothing. Just my own shaking breath. By the time I got home, tiny apartment, peeling wallpaper, bed shoved near the window, I collapsed on the floor and finally let myself cry. Ugly, loud, full-body grief. That's when it happened. A vibration in my bones, a slow warming in my ribs, then a howl, not from outside, from inside. My wolf, awake, fierce, furious. Her voice thundered through me. He is coming. I didn't understand. Coming? Who? Then bang, bang, bang. Someone knocked. No, commanded the door to open. My breath hitched. The air thickened. Something ancient surged toward me. I stood, wiped my face, opened the door, and met him. An alpha I'd never seen. Tall, broad, dangerous, beautiful. With a presence that flooded my senses and made my wolf drop to her knees inside me. His eyes, glowing gold, rimmed with storm gray, locked onto my belly first, then my face. He inhaled sharply like he recognized my scent. "Lira," he growled, voice deep as mountains. "You called, and I answer." I blinked. I didn't call anyone. His lips curled like he found that adorable. "My name is Aren Wolfe. Alpha of the Silverborne territory. He stepped closer, heat rolling off him. And the moment your wolf howled, I knew. A pause. Breathless, certain. You're mine under the moon. My brain short-circuited. I whispered the only logical response. Sir, I don't even know you. He smiled like that wasn't a problem. My wolf does. And then, like my life wasn't already chaos, my unborn pup kicked hard, like agreeing. Oh, wonderful. Even my fetus was on board. This is fine. Everything is fine. Chapter 2. If a strange man shows up at your door at midnight calling you mine, there are only a few sensible responses. Slam the door, call the cops, assume you're dreaming and roll with it. I went with option 3, heavily flavored with emotional breakdown. I think you have the wrong omega, I manage, fingers tightening on the edge of the door. I'm Lira, local disaster, not whatever you're looking for. He doesn't flinch. Alpha energy crowds the doorway with him, a pressure in the air, warm and heavy, like the moment before a thunderstorm. His scent hits me next. Pine, smoke, and something clean like cold night air. My wolf shivers. Lira Corin, he repeats, voice low, daughter of Rene, born under the waning moon, marked by silence for 24 years. His eyes flick to my stomach. Until tonight. My heart stutters. Okay, that's creepy. Who gave you my biography, and can you tell them to stop? He almost smiles. Almost. The corner of his mouth twitches like amusement is a foreign language. Your howl gave me everything I needed to know. I didn't howl. I was crying. Your wolf howled. It hits me like a physical thing. I sway a little, one hand going to the doorframe for balance. For weeks after Jace left, she was gone. My wolf, my other half. I thought his rejection had broken something permanent. Now this stranger is telling me her first sound in weeks traveled... What? Across territories? Fine, I say slowly. Let's pretend this whole psychic wolf call thing is real. Why are you here? His gaze locks onto mine with unnerving intensity. Because when an Omega's wolf howls like that, it means 3 things, he says. 1, she's in danger. 2, she's pregnant or newly awakened. And 3? His jaw tightens. She's mine. I blink. Wow, that escalated. He leans a fraction closer, careful not to cross the threshold of my apartment without permission. There's something old-fashioned in the way he does it, like he's following rules I can't see. May I come in? He asks. Instinct screams, no. My wolf whispers yes and rolls out a metaphorical red carpet. I stall. Are you going to murder me? No. Kidnap me? No. Judge the state of my kitchen sink? He pauses. I can't promise that. My lips betray me by twitching into a smile. Traitors. Okay, I sigh. You can come in, but if you try anything, I'll throw salt at you or something. He steps inside, and the air changes. It's subtle, but real. The buzzing fluorescent in the kitchen steadies. The draft under the window softens. For a second, the whole apartment, cramped furniture, second-hand curtains, peeling paint, feels protected. Aren fills the space like he's too big for it, tall and broad-shouldered in a dark Henley that clings to muscles that absolutely did not need to be that defined. His hair is dark and slightly messy, a few strands falling over his forehead like he ran his hands through it too many times. There's a faint scar along his jaw, silver white against tan skin. My wolf purrs. I tell her to calm down. He closes the door behind him gently, as if he's afraid it might break. Up close, his eyes are stranger, gold with that storm-gray ring, catching the light like metal underwater. Not a normal wolf eye color, even for alphas. What are you? I blurt, then wince. Wow, that sounded rude. I mean, you said alpha, but... Silverborne, he says simply, like that explains it. My pack lines run old. We carry moon metal in our blood. It shows in the eyes. Moon metal, I repeat. That sounds like a band name. That almost smile again. You're not afraid of me. Give me a minute, I'm behind emotionally, I say. 10 minutes ago I was crying over my ex. Now there's a moonmetal alpha in my living room claiming my soul. His gaze dips to my belly. Not just your soul. Heat rushes up my neck. I wrap my arms around myself, suddenly hyper-aware of the thin tank top and soft shorts I'm wearing. Sleep clothes, not greeting powerful stranger clothes. Okay, let's get one thing straight. He tilts his head. The first thing that has been straight all night. Cute, you have jokes. I narrow my eyes. Jace is the father. You know my ex? The one currently slow dancing with his new wife. Which, by the way, is rude on so many dimensions people haven't even discovered yet. I watched the wedding from the ridge, Aren says. I stare. I'm sorry, you what? Your bond with him was weak. The words hold no judgment, just fact. Chosen, not fated, fragile by design. When he stood beneath the moon altar and pledged himself to another, your wolf's silence shook the tether. Then your grief woke her. She called. His eyes darken. I answered. Something inside me twists. Pain and shame and something else. Something that feels scarily like hope. I sit heavily on the edge of my couch. So, your wolf heard my wolf sobbing from how far away? 2 territories. He says it like it's nothing. We are linked, Lira. Under the moon, the call of a destined mate cannot be ignored. I snort, because if I don't laugh, I'll cry again. My ex upgraded his bank account, I mutter. And apparently I upgraded species of devotion. Aren's gaze snaps to mine. This time he full-on smiles. It's brief, but it transforms his face, from carved from stone to dangerously handsome. I like your fire, he murmurs. Yeah, well, it's new, I say. Turns out heartbreak is extremely flammable. We fall into a strange silence. My apartment feels too small for the conversation we're having. So what now? I ask finally. You show up, declare I'm yours because our wolves matched on some cosmic dating app and I just move into your pack house and accept a new last name? His expression sobers. No. What happens now is I keep you alive. Cold slides down my spine. I swallow. Define alive. He glances at the window, at the thin curtains that do nothing to block the night. When a chosen bond breaks with a pregnant Omega, it leaves vulnerabilities, he explains. Old laws, old grudges. Some packs see an unclaimed pregnant Omega as a risk. Some see her pup as a pawn. His jaw clenches. Your ex chose power over you. His new allies will want to erase the evidence of his mistake. My stomach drops, nausea and rage battling for first place. Erase, I repeat, as in, yes. The room tilts. I grip the couch cushion. I always knew Jace was cowardly, but I thought the worst he'd do was pretend the baby didn't exist. I didn't imagine this. Aren steps closer, moving carefully like he's approaching a wounded animal. Your howl carried fear, he says softly, and defiance. You don't want to run, you don't want to beg, you want to fight, but you've been alone your entire life, haven't you? The question burrows under my skin. My mom died 3 years ago, I say quietly. My dad is not in the picture. Extended family only calls if they need money, a favor, or someone to gossip about. So yeah, it's me and this baby against the world right now. His throat works. Something like anger flashes in his eyes. Not at me, but at the world that made me say that so casually. Not anymore, he says. Simple, sure, like switching phone plans. And you're just offering protection out of the kindness of your moonmetal heart? His gaze dips to my belly again, then returns to my face. Protection is only part of it, he admits. The rest is instinct, claim, bond. My wolf recognized you. The pup you carry is under my moon now. Heat flushes through me at the word claim. Okay, I say slowly. Let's rewind before we start stamping names on birth certificates. You don't know me. You know my grief. You know my bad decisions. You smell my hormones. I know enough, he murmurs. Do you? Because I snore, I stress bake, and I once set my own hair on fire trying to make a birthday wish near scented candles. His eyes soften. Good. You'll fit in. Does your pack have a quota for emotionally unstable omegas or something? No, he says. We have room for those who've been wronged. That hits something deep and aching in my chest. Look, I say quietly. I can't jump into another bond. I chose wrong once. I picked a man who sold me out for a fancier last name and a better seat at council. I can't trust that my instincts aren't broken. He nods, no irritation, no push. I'm not asking you to bond tonight, he says. I'm asking you to survive tonight. He steps away from the couch, giving me space, then gestures toward the window again. You know your ex. You know his ambition. Picture him, drunk on celebration, whispering in his new father-in-law's ear that his crazy ex is pregnant. The elder doesn't like loose ends. There are trackers who would come here by dawn just to prove loyalty. My heart thunders. I only have a few hours before my trail fades on the ridge, Aren continues. We can leave now. My car is outside. Neutral plates unmarked. I take you to Silverborne, to my territory. No one crosses my border without my permission. You and your pup will be safe. The word safe sounds like a fairy tale. I stare at the worn carpet, at the little coffee stain near the table, at the chipped mug on the counter. This place isn't much, but it's mine. My last scrap of independence. Leaving feels like surrender. Staying feels like a death wish. Can I ask a question? I say. Always. I look up, heart in my throat. If I come with you, and we don't bond, if I decide later that I can't, that this whole fated mates thing isn't for me, what happens? His answer is immediate. Then I remain your protector, he says. Nothing more. You get a roof, a pack, a nursery, and a very overprotective alpha who growls at anyone who looks at you wrong. You owe me nothing you don't freely give. My wolf practically somersaults with approval. I glare at the empty air like she can see me. Traitor! He watches me, patient. No pressure, despite the ticking clock humming behind every second. Would you risk staying, he says quietly, to protect your pride, if it means risking your pup? The question slices through every excuse I have left. I press my hand to my belly. The baby kicks again, stronger this time. Drama queen, I whisper. Fine, I hear you. I look at Aren, at the alpha who answered my broken howl from 2 territories away. At the man whose mere presence makes my wolf stand up after weeks of lying still. Okay, I breathe. I'll go with you. But this is temporary. Protection arrangement, not a fairy tale. He inclines his head, something like relief flickering across his features. Understood. And no weird, "you're mine" declarations in public, I add. At least not until I've had a nap. The corner of his mouth lifts. In public, he repeats. Agreed. As he moves toward the door, the overhead light flickers. Once, twice, then steadies. The thin silver slice of moon outside seems brighter. Fate laughs softly in the background. Pack your things, Omega, my wolf murmurs. The story doesn't end where he left you. I grab my worn duffel from the closet, stuff clothes into it with trembling hands. A cracked picture frame catches my eye, me and Jace at last year's moon festival, his smile picture perfect, my eyes full of hope. I set it face down. If you were me, would you have gone with the alpha or stayed to fight your ex's family alone? Drop it in the comments. I need to know if I'm reckless or just finally choosing myself. When I step outside, Aren is waiting by a sleek black SUV, moonlight catching on his eyes, making them glow brighter. He opens the passenger door for me like this is a date instead of an emergency relocation. Ready? He asks. No, I admit. But let's go anyway. As the engine rumbles to life and the city falls away behind us, I can't help but think, this isn't the life I planned. But maybe, It's the one that was waiting under the moon all along. Chapter 3. The thing about running away with a stranger at midnight is, you start noticing details you really shouldn't. Like how Aren Wolfe, terrifying alpha of Silverborne, drives with one hand on the wheel and the other resting casually near the gear shift. Big, veined, steady. The kind of hand that could snap someone in half or hold a newborn with impossible gentleness. Or how the inside of his SUV smells like cedar, leather, and the faintest hint of storm. Or how absolutely zero of those details are helpful to a pregnant Omega with trust issues. I buckle my seatbelt a little too aggressively. It clicks like an accusation. Aren glances at me. Comfortable? No, but not because of the seat. He doesn't smile, but his eyes warm, which is somehow worse. We pull onto the main road, streetlights streaking past. The city fades behind us. My tiny apartment, the wedding venue, the life I spent years trying to build around a man who never chose me. The farther we drive, the harder my chest aches. "You're quiet," Aren says after a few minutes. "Processing," I mutter. You know, the usual: pregnancy hormones, mild kidnapping, existential dread. "It's not kidnapping if you agreed," he says. "Right, so morally supervised evacuation." He lets out a soft exhale that might be a laugh. Might. My wolf preens at the sound. "Tell me about Silverborne," I say, needing distraction. "Your pack, your territory, whatever I should know before I get mauled by customs." He gives me a curious look. Customs? You know, territorial wolves sniffing me and asking what I'm bringing into their lands. He shakes his head. "No one in Silverborne touches you." There's a growl under the words, like he's already picturing himself ripping off hands. Okay, not terrifying at all. "Silverborne is north," he continues. "Mountain territory, cold summers, harsh winters, strong pack with old traditions." Old like candlelight rituals, or old like we hate new Omegas from other packs? Old like honor, he says simply. We protect the vulnerable. We punish betrayal. We don't abandon our own. The last line hits hard. My eyes sting. "Sounds nice," I whisper. "It's home," he says. "And soon it will be your sanctuary." I shift in my seat, suddenly aware of how much faith I'm placing in someone I met 40 minutes ago. "You still haven't explained the 'you're mine' thing," I say dryly. "Seems like an important topic." He turns onto a long, empty stretch of highway. Moonlight spills into the car, turning his eyes molten. It's simple. When a destined bond sparks, the wolves know first. They recognize the scent, the energy, the call. They fill in what the humans need time to understand. I blink. My wolf howls one time, and suddenly I'm your destined mate? Yes, just like that. Yes. That's ridiculous. He nods once. Yes. I stare at him. Wait, what? He lifts a shoulder in a slow shrug. It sounds ridiculous. To humans. But wolves don't lie, Lira. They don't pretend. They don't second-guess instinct. Humans complicate what nature designed to be simple. Well, humans also invented washing machines and air fryers, so maybe complication is good. This time he actually huffs. Progress. "But I'm serious," I continue. "I can't jump from rejected Omega to destined mate in one night." He slows the car slightly. Not enough to alarm me, just enough to signal he's listening with full focus. "I'm not asking you to," he says quietly. "I'm telling you what our wolves already know. The rest is your choice. Humans lead the pace." My heart clenches at the softness of it, the respect, the patience. Jace never gave me patience. He gave me schedules, expectations, and the occasional compliment if it served his image. Aren gives me space, without pulling away. "So what happens if I never feel it?" I ask. "If my human side never catches up to whatever our wolves decided?" "Then I will guard you until the day I die," he says simply. "Bond or no bond." My breath catches. He says it without drama, without seduction, just truth. And fate help me. I believe him. A warmth spreads through me, comfort, safety, something dangerously close to longing. I look out the window quickly, heart racing. Okay, I murmur. We don't have to talk destiny. Let's talk practical things. He nods. Of course. First question. Does your pack have rules? Customs? Things that would get me thrown off a cliff if I break them? Aren glances at me. Cold? No, it feels honest. He nods approvingly. Good. Then something flickers in the rearview mirror. Aren's posture changes instantly. Shoulders tightening, eyes sharpening, wolf rising under his skin. What? I whisper. We might have company. My stomach drops. Company as in friends or erase the evidence of Jace's mistake? Second one. Great, fabulous, outstanding. I grip the seatbelt. How many? I ask, voice small. 2 cars, Aren murmurs. Too far back to confirm identity, but they're trailing, not passing, that's enough. He speeds up slightly, calm, controlled, not panicked. His energy shifts into focus, predatory, protective. The car hums with tension. Lira, he says, voice steady. Listen to me, they won't reach you, not while I'm breathing. How confident are you on that, on a scale of 1 to Alpha Terminator? He doesn't look away from the road. 2 cars aren't enough to take me. Okay then, Alpha Terminator it is. Stay buckled, he adds, and don't be afraid. I laugh weakly. Too late. No, he says gently. Your wolf isn't afraid, only your human side. Let me handle the danger. That's what I'm here for. My wolf answers inside me, a soft rising growl of trust. And I realize something terrifying. I believe him, fully, instinctively, dangerously. Aren shifts gears, eyes locked on the road, jaw set with lethal calm. Hold on, Lira, he murmurs. The night's not done testing us. And for the first time since Jace walked out of my kitchen, I don't feel alone. I feel protected. I feel claimed, not as property, but as someone priceless. And fate. Fate sits quietly in the back seat, smiling like she planned this all along. Chapter 4. When 2 cars trail you at midnight through the forested outskirts of pack territory, you learn 2 things fast. Your heartbeat becomes a percussion instrument. The alpha driving your getaway car is a whole different species of calm. Aren's jaw ticks, but otherwise he's a statue of lethal focus, hands firm on the wheel, posture relaxed in a way only predators can manage. Meanwhile, I'm in the passenger seat, stress eating the air. Are they still behind us? I ask, turning halfway in my seat. Don't look back, he says, voice low. Why not? Because if you see them, your cortisol will spike. If your cortisol spikes, your wolf will rise. If she rises too fast, she'll exhaust you and the pup. I freeze. Okay, that was very informative and very horrifying. Should I breathe less? Breathe more? Just breathe, he murmurs. The way he says it, deep, steady, like an anchor dropping, actually helps. My pulse slows a fraction. Moonlight spills across Aren's face as he checks the rearview mirror again. They're from your old territory, he says. They're trying to keep distance, but they're not letting us go. He taps the steering wheel once, a silent decision. Then he hits the gas. The SUV surges forward with a growl like a waking beast. Trees blur. Wind roars through the cracked window. I squeak. Are we running or fighting, or are we doing both? Because I did not carbo load for this. He doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he reaches across the center console, moving slowly, giving me time to flinch or pull away. When I don't, he rests his hand on my thigh. Warm, solid, grounding. Instant calm floods my system, my wolf settling like someone smoothed her fur. What was that? I whisper. He keeps his hand there. Touch stabilizes pregnant omegas, helps regulate hormones, helps the wolf stay balanced. My cheeks heat. That would have been useful information earlier. He glances at me. Should I stop? The panic in my no is embarrassing, but he nods, satisfied, and keeps driving. We speed deeper into the woods. The moon hangs huge overhead, bright, watchful, almost too aware. I know how pack borders work. Even in a car, you can feel the shift in territory. The ground hums differently, the air tastes sharper. "We're close," Aren murmurs. "Less than 10 minutes to my land. What happens if they catch us before we cross the border?" "They won't. But if they won't," he repeats, firmer. I swallow. "Okay, but hypothetically, Lira." His voice cuts gently across my fear. "I won't let anyone touch you, or your pup. Not now, not ever." Warmth spreads through me. My wolf lifts her head, calm and trusting. Then, headlights flare behind us. Too close, way too close. Aren curses under his breath, a low, sharp sound that makes every hair on my body stand up. "They're trying to force a confrontation," he growls. "Cowards." The car behind us speeds up. The second one swerves left, preparing to flank. My pulse spikes. "Aren, Lira," he interrupts. "I need you to do exactly what I say." My voice trembles. "Okay." He squeezes my thigh once. "Good girl." Oh no. That shouldn't feel as good as it does. Focus, Lira. Fight hormones. Fight mating instincts. Fight the urge to crawl into his lap and bite him lightly. "Seatbelt tight," he orders. "Hold on to the handle above the window." I grab it like it owes me money. He hits the gas again. The engine roars. We bolt forward, the whole vehicle vibrating with speed. Behind us, tires squeal, engines growl. "You said 2 cars," I whisper. "Is it still 2? 3 now. Oh, great. Do we get a prize if we collect all 4? A funeral? Trading cards?" "Try to stay calm," he murmurs. "Great coaching." Then he flicks a switch on the console. I hear something lock. "What was that?" I whisper. "Territory mode," he says. The tires shift traction. The chassis stabilizes. It helps on rough ground. Rough? He abruptly turns off the paved road onto a narrow dirt trail hidden between pines. I yelp. The SUV bumps, then smooths, as if adapting to the terrain automatically. Behind us, one car overshoots the turn entirely. The other 2 follow, less gracefully. Branches whip past. Shadows dance. The moonlight flashes through treetops like strobe lights. Aren is pure focus now, every movement precise. "They're not going to stop," he says. "They're too desperate." "For what?" I ask. "You?" he says simply. "Or more specifically, the pup." A chill slides down my spine. "Why?" My voice cracks. "Why go to these lengths? Jace didn't even want this baby." "Jace didn't," Aren says. "But Maella's father does." That hits me like a punch. "What?" I whisper. "The elder sees your child as a threat to his daughter's future, a weakness in Jace's allegiance, a stain on their union, and an inconvenience to all the lies they told to secure it." My stomach turns. "So they want to erase evidence?" "Yes." Rage burns through my fear, sharp and electric. "You don't let cowards erase life," Aren growls. "Not in my presence." The SUV breaks through a clearing, moonlight pouring down like a spotlight, and then I feel it. A hum beneath my skin, a shift in the air, like invisible fingers brushing against my spine. "What is that?" I whisper. Aren answers without looking at me. "My border," he murmurs. "Silverborne territory. You're safe once we cross." The air thickens. Something ancient pulses through it, cold and bright, like moonlight turned into a heartbeat. My wolf lifts her head and howls inside me, low and fierce, answering whatever energy thrums through the clearing. "Stay with me," Aren says. He guns the engine one last time. The SUV bursts forward, the cars behind us break into the clearing. But the moment we cross an invisible line, reality shifts. A wave of silver ripples through the air. Not visible, not exactly, but real. The engine hum changes pitch. The night quiets. The moon brightens. Behind us, the first car swerves violently, tires screeching. The second slams its brakes. The third spins halfway and stops dead. Like something hit them, something they can't see or cross. Aren slows the SUV, then stops completely. He looks at me, eyes glowing bright enough to light the whole car. "Welcome to Silverborne," he murmurs. "They can't follow." I sag in my seat, shaking. "Oh, good, wonderful. I'll just have a heart attack now." Aren turns off the engine. Then he reaches for my hand, slowly, giving me time to pull away. When I don't, he holds it gently. "You did well," he says softly. "Brave. Strong." "Terrified," I correct. Bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's moving despite it. I exhale shakily. The pup presses against my ribs. My wolf curls protectively around the sensation. Aren squeezes my hand once. "You're safe now," he says. And for the first time in months, I believe someone means it. Chapter 5. Crossing into Silverborne felt like stepping through a veil. The air got colder, not painfully so, but sharp in a way that woke every cell in my body. The forest shifted too, trees growing taller, denser, older. The moon hung lower, fuller, brighter, as if she'd been waiting. Aren drives another mile before the terrain opens. Then I see it. His pack house. And house is a gross understatement. This place is a mountain lodge had a baby with an ancient fortress. Wide stone steps, warm golden windows, huge wooden beams. 2 levels, maybe 3. A long wraparound deck glowing with lanterns. The scent of pine, wood smoke, and unfamiliar wolves hangs in the air. "Welcome to Silverborne," Aren says softly as he parks. I stare. "You live in a Hallmark Christmas special, but make it wolf vampire chic." He almost smiles. Almost. Before I can gather myself, the front door swings open. 3 wolves, in human form, step out. One is tall and sandy-haired with warm brown eyes. Another is short, curvy, and glaring at Aren like he forgot her birthday. The third is a big burly man with arms the size of tree trunks and a full beard that says, "Lives in the woods and fights bears recreationally." My anxiety spikes. Who are they? Aren squeezes my hand lightly. Just once. Pack. That one word calms my wolf immediately. But not my human side. They march straight toward the car, each of them scanning the woods first like they're checking for threat. Sandy Hair speaks first. "Alpha, we felt the border flare. What happened?" He cuts off the instant he notices me. More specifically, the instant he smells me. His nostrils flare, his eyes widen, his wolf rises under his skin. A low growl rumbles in the car. Aren's growl. It's a territorial sound, possessive, warning. The other 2 wolves immediately bow their heads. "Mine," Aren says quietly, but with alpha weight. "Eyes off!" Sandy Hair jerks his gaze away so fast he almost gives himself whiplash. I blink. That was dramatic. Aren ignores that. He steps out of the car and circles around to open my door. "Yes." He opens my door. Like this is a date and not a midnight escape from murderers. The cold hits me first. Crisp mountain air, sharp and invigorating. Aren extends a hand. I hesitate. Not because I don't want help, but because help from him feels like something else entirely. Something binding. Still. I place my hand in his. He helps me out slowly, supporting my weight like he already knows my center of gravity is weird because of the belly. The cold air nips my skin, but something about Silverborne feels safe. Tingly. Like the land itself is wrapping around me. Aren keeps a hand at my lower back as we walk toward the steps. Steady, strong, there without crowding. The trio waits at the porch. Burly Beard speaks first. "Alpha, who?" His eyes flick to my stomach, then dart away even faster than the other guys. Aren's hand flexes against my back. "Her name is Lira, he says. "She's under my protection." Under my protection, not mine, not future Luna, just protected, safe. My chest tightens unexpectedly. Curvy woman steps forward, expression softening. "I'm Mara," she says gently. "Beta female. I run the pack house. Come inside. It's cold out here." Her friendliness disarms me instantly. Something in her energy is warm, comforting, like someone who brings soup unannounced and forces you to sit while she fluffs your pillows. Sandy hair bows slightly. I'm Rone, beta male. We weren't expecting anyone new, but the pack will adjust. His eyes flick up briefly, studying me with concern, not judgment. Burlybeard crosses his arms. And I'm Dane, enforcer. His voice is deep, gruff, but his gaze is surprisingly gentle when it meets mine. You're safe here, I swallow hard. Thank you. Aren moves closer behind me, close enough that heat rolls off him, steadying my nerves. Roan sniffs the air subtly. Her scent is strong. Dane nods. Her wolf's awake. Mara raises a brow at Aren. That's rare. Omega's this far along. Their wolves are usually quiet and less triggered. Aren's expression darkens. She was triggered. I look away, cheeks heating. My humiliation feels raw again. The wedding, the whispers, the rejection. Mara steps closer, a motherly softness in her eyes. You don't have to explain anything tonight, she murmurs. You're safe now. That's what matters. Emotion stabs at me so suddenly I almost choke. Aren's voice breaks the moment. I'm taking her upstairs, he says. Prepare a room near mine. The pack members share quick glances. Roan clears his throat. Alpha. The guest wing. Near mine, Aren repeats, firm. My brain short-circuits. I say, raising a hand like a kid in class. I don't want to be weird, but are you planning on keeping me on the same floor as you because you're protective or because of the whole wolf instinct destined mate thing? Aren looks at me over his shoulder. Both. Oh no. Mara's lips twitch like she saw my soul leave my body. Roan clears his throat again, louder, like he's suppressing laughter. Dane mutters, Alpha's wolf is loud tonight. Aren shoots him a glare so sharp Dane looks away instantly. Then Aren gestures toward the door. Come, you need food, rest, warmth. I hesitate, because stepping into this pack house feels like crossing a different border. One of belonging. Something I'm not sure I deserve yet, but the wind is cold. My legs are shaky. And Aren stands there with patience in his eyes and a silent promise in his posture. So I step forward. Inside is even more stunning. Warm lighting, stone fireplaces, thick rugs, wooden beams wrapped in subtle silver runes that glow faintly under the moon. The place smells like safety, like home, like everything I've never had. Mara hurries ahead to prepare a room. Roan walks off to secure the perimeter. Dane lingers near the entry like a guard dog. Aren walks with me toward the stairs. You okay? He asks quietly. I don't know, I admit. Everything is overwhelming, in a good way, in a terrifying way. If it's too much, tell me. I laugh softly. Everything is too much. He nods once. Then let's take it one breath at a time. We reach the top of the stairs. The air grows warmer, softer, more intimate. As we walk down the hall, voices from below drift up, pack members whispering now that the Alpha brought home a pregnant Omega with a scent that hums like destiny. Aren hears it too. His wolf rises in his eyes. Does my scent bother them? I ask softly. He stops walking, turns to me fully, and answers with a voice low enough to melt the moon. It doesn't bother them. A breath. It calls them. His jaw clenches, but it calls me louder. My heart stops. He steps closer, slow, controlled, giving me every chance to pull back. I don't move. Lira, he murmurs, your wolf is waking, and when she's awake fully, your scent will be impossible to ignore. Heat floods me. My stomach flips. My wolf stretches lazily inside like a cat waking from a nap. Is that dangerous? I whisper. For others, he says. For me, it's intoxicating. Oh, no thoughts, just sparks. Before anything can explode, Mara calls from the end of the hall, "Room's ready." Aren steps back slightly, but not entirely. Come, he says. You need rest. And for once, when someone tells me what I need, I don't feel small. I feel cared for. Chapter 6. Mara opens the door to what I assume is the guest room. Except it looks nothing like a guest room. It looks intentional. The walls are a soft gray, lit with warm sconces shaped like crescent moons. A thick comforter covers the bed. Silver, plush, inviting. The windows overlook a pine forest, dusted with moonlight. A small fireplace crackles in the corner, throwing gold across the room like spilled sunlight. And at the center of it all, a faint, gentle glow. Silver runes subtly etched into the wooden beams above the bed. Protection runes, ancient ones. My breath catches. These are... for me? Aren nods. For you, and the pup. I touch one of the runes lightly. It warms under my fingers like it recognizes me. This is beautiful, I whisper, more than I deserve. Aren steps closer. His voice dips low. You deserve more than this entire house could ever provide. Oh, okay. Absolutely unnecessary to say it like that. My wolf rolls on her back like hit me again with compliments, sir. Mara smiles knowingly. The kind of smile all women possess when they witness a man absolutely down bad. I put fresh linens, she says, patting my arm. There's a washroom through that door. Extra blankets in the trunk at the foot of the bed. If you need anything, you call for me. Thank you, I say, voice tight with emotion. She squeezes my hand before leaving. Aren stays. Of course he stays. He scans the room with his alpha senses, checking every corner, every window, every scent in the air. Only when he's satisfied does he turn to me. Can I come in? He asks softly. He's already halfway inside. But he waits until I nod. Respect. It hits me harder than any romance could. He steps in, closing the door behind him gently. Suddenly it's just us, the alpha and the pregnant omega whose life cracked open this evening. Sit, he instructs gently. I hesitate. Are you commanding me? His brow lifts. No, suggesting. You look exhausted. Oh, right. He's not Jace. He doesn't use dominance like a leash. I sit on the edge of the bed, hands twisting in my lap. Aren moves slowly, taking a seat on the stone hearth across from me, far enough not to crowd, close enough to protect. He studies me with eyes that see too much. I swallow. You're staring. Yes. Why? He tilts his head. Your wolf is rising again. As if on cue, warmth rushes under my skin, something stirring in my ribs, stretching through my limbs like liquid moonlight. My wolf hasn't been this awake in months, I whisper. That's because she finally feels safe. My eyes burn. It shouldn't take leaving everything behind to feel safe. No, he agrees softly, but safety isn't about walls or territory. It's about presence, trust, instinct. Then he adds, voice low, and instinct has always known I am yours. My pulse skips so violently I almost clutch my chest. Aren, you don't have to answer anything tonight. His voice gentles even further. I told you, humans choose the pace. Wolves simply guide. I press a hand to my belly. The pup chooses that exact moment to kick, hard, right into my ribs. Aren's eyes widen, then soften. May I? He asks. I stare. May you... what? He nods toward my belly. Touch. The air freezes. No one has touched my stomach since the ultrasound technician. Not Jace, not family, just me. My throat tightens. I should say no. I should protect myself. I should guard this fragile thing inside me with walls so high even fate can't climb them. But something inside me cracks open. A tiny fissure, small but real. And my wolf whispers, he won't hurt us. So I nod. Slow, uncertain, terrified. But I nod. Aren moves closer, kneeling, making himself smaller, never a natural position for an alpha. He places one large, warm hand on the bed beside my leg first. Then, with agonizing gentleness, He rests the other hand on my stomach. Heat spreads instantly, not hot but warm like sunrise. My breath hitches. Aren goes still. So still he barely seems to breathe. "Your pup is strong," he murmurs. Tears prick my eyes. "Yeah," I whisper. They have a lot of opinions." He smiles, small but real. Then the pup kicks again. Aren's eyes sharpen, then soften in one breath. His thumb moves in the faintest circle, reverent. "Hello, little one," he says softly. "You're safe, I promise." My heart lurches. Because he's not talking to me. Not directly. He's speaking to the pup, claiming them, protecting them, choosing them. Something Jace never did. My vision blurs instantly. A tear spills down my cheek before I can stop it. Aren's head snaps up. "Lira?" I shake my head, wiping my face uselessly. "Sorry, hormones, trauma, life." He rises slowly, giving me space again, but doesn't leave my side. "There is nothing to apologize for," he says, voice steady. "You've carried this alone. Too long." His hand brushes a tear from my cheek with a finger so gentle it nearly shatters me. My voice is barely a whisper. "Why are you being so kind?" "Because you deserve kindness." My throat closes. "Because your wolf calls mine." My stomach flips. "And because," he says, leaning just close enough for his breath to warm my skin, "I care." I look away sharply, overwhelmed. "I can't do this," I whisper. "Not right away, not again, it hurts too much." He nods. "I know." "And I'm afraid." "I know. And I don't trust myself." His voice softens to a whisper. "Then trust me." Silence falls heavy between us. My wolf nudges me gently, not demanding, not pushing, just reminding me she's there. Aren stands slowly. "I'll be in the room across the hall," he says. "Door open. If you have a nightmare, call me. If you feel sick, call me. If you just need someone to sit with you, call me." I stare at the floor. "Why?" Aren pauses in the doorway. Then, with the softest voice I've ever heard from him, "Because no one should ever face the night alone." My chest cracks open. He steps into the hall, pauses, turns back. "And Lira?" I look up. His eyes burn molten gold. "You are safe here." He closes the door gently. And for the first time since Jace shattered my world, I sink into soft blankets, breathe in pine-scented air, and fall asleep without fear. Chapter 7. Morning in Silverborne doesn't whisper. It roars. Not loud exactly, but present. The air smells like pine and cold sunlight. The house creaks softly, like an old beast waking. Somewhere downstairs, someone is banging pans aggressively, I'm guessing Mara. And underneath all that, I hear something else. Low, rhythmic, steady, Aren's heartbeat. No, I'm not hallucinating. My wolf is simply ridiculous. I open my eyes slowly. The room is bright, warm, impossibly cozy. Someone, and I'd bet my last bag of gummy bears it was Mara, tucked a fur throw around me sometime during the night. For a second, I don't remember where I am. Then everything comes back in waves. The chase, the border, the pack house, Aren's hand on my stomach, Aren's voice promising safety. My heart does something stupid in my chest. I sit up carefully, stretching. The pup shifts too, a gentle nudge against my ribs like, "Hey, Mom, food?" Yeah, I whisper. "We'll go beg for breakfast." I stand and sway, not from dizziness, from instinct. Something pulls at me, a tug in my chest, warm and magnetic, leading toward the hallway. Aren. I step into the hall, still wearing my oversized sleep shirt and leggings, and nearly collide with him. He's leaning against the wall across from my door, arms crossed, hair damp from a shower, gray Henley clinging to his very unfair chest. Eyes glowing gold the moment they land on me. He straightens instantly. "You slept well," he says. Not a question. An observation. "How do you know?" "You're glowing." I blink. "I'm pregnant. That's just face sweat." He shakes his head, steps closer. Not sweat. His gaze softens. Peace. I go still, my wolf preens shamelessly. You were awake early, I say, fighting the warmth in my cheeks. I never sleep deeply in a new situation. Because of danger? Because of responsibility? Our eyes lock. A moment, soft, charged, dangerous in a different way. Then, Rowan. Alpha, breakfast is ready. Oh. Rowan appears at the end of the hall, freezes when he sees how close we're standing, and immediately looks away like the hallway is suddenly a very interesting ceiling. Aren steps back slightly, not much, just enough to keep me from spontaneously combusting. Rowan clears his throat. Sorry to interrupt. Mara said to fetch you both. The pack wants to welcome Lira properly. My nerves spike. The pack, I whisper. They've been waiting since dawn, Rowan adds unhelpfully. Your scent hit the whole house last night. Aren growls. Quiet, but very real. Rowan lifts his hands. Not in a bad way. They're curious. Aren doesn't look reassured. He gestures toward the stairs. Stay close to me. Okay, that should not have sent heat straight to my knees. We descend. The main floor comes into view. Big open kitchen, long wooden tables, a stone fireplace tall enough for a dragon. Wolves, in human form, bustle around, cooking, setting plates, whispering, glancing toward the stairs. The moment they see me, the room goes still, utterly, completely still. I freeze. Aren senses it instantly. His hand touches my back, light, grounding, protective without pushing. This is Lira, he announces, voice deep and calm. She is under Silverborne's protection. Whispers ripple through the room. She's pregnant. Her wolf feels strong. Alpha brought her home himself. Do you smell that bond spark? Aren turns his head just enough to silence them. I swallow. Mara bustles over, apron dusted with flour, hair pinned up messily. Don't mind them, she says warmly, guiding me to the table between Aren and her. They haven't had a new Omega here in years, and none with a scent as lovely as yours. My cheeks heat. Aren's jaw flexes. I tug at my shirt. Oh, great, I smell like desperation and prenatal vitamins. No, Mara says, you smell like moonlight and fire. Aren's eyes flick to me, slow, hot, almost hungry. I look at the table to avoid combusting on the spot. Breakfast is ridiculous. Eggs, bacon, toast, fresh fruit, pastries, something that smells like cinnamon heaven. Mara pushes plate after plate toward me like she's trying to feed a small army. I don't realize how hungry I am until the first bite. My wolf hums. The pup kicks. I eat like someone stole my manners. Aren watches, not in a creepy way, in a soft, protective way. Like every bite reassures him I'm here. Safe. Alive. He doesn't touch his own food, just keeps a hand on the back of my chair, thumb brushing gently, and occasionally growling when a wolf stares too long. Dane strides over, plate in hand, sits across from us. He eyes Aren. You're radiating possessive energy, Dane says matter-of-factly. It's making the pups nervous. Aren gives him a look that could curdle milk. Dane shrugs. Just saying. Rowan sits beside him. Calm down, Alpha. We're not trying to steal your Omega. Aren's wolf flashes in his eyes. I choke on my toast. I am not his Omega, I sputter. Rowan lifts an eyebrow. Then why does your scent coil around his? My mouth opens, closes, opens again. Aren clears his throat. We're not bonded. That didn't answer my question, Rowan says. Mara elbows Rowan so hard he winces. Not your business. The conversation moves on. Logistics, territory updates, patrol rotations. But every few minutes Aren touches my back, shoulder, or hand, as if checking I'm still there. And each touch does something to me I won't name yet. As breakfast winds down, Mara shoos people away to clean. Aren stands and motions for me to follow. We need to talk, he says softly. Uh-oh. That sounds serious. He leads me upstairs to a quiet sitting room with huge windows overlooking the snowy pines. We sit across from each other. He studies me for a long moment. "Last night," he begins, "your wolf reacted to Silverborne's border. Stronger than expected." "Stronger? How?" "Enough to activate the land's protective magic." I blink. "What does that mean?" "It means," he says carefully, "that your wolf isn't normal." "Gee," I snort. "Tell me something new." "I'm serious, Lira." His voice shifts. Lower, ancient, threaded with something older than this territory. "When you crossed into Silverborne, the land recognized you." My pulse trips. "The land recognizes people?" "Not people," he says. "Wolves, power, lineage." "I don't have power," I say quickly. "I'm an Omega, and not even a good one. My wolf barely speaks. I've never shifted. Aren leans forward, eyes burning. "Lira, you woke a border made from moon metal and ancient magic. Most alphas can't do that." A pause. "You are not what your old pack told you you were." Silence crashes over me. My stomach twists. "What are you saying?" "That your wolf bloodline is older than theirs," he says. "Rarer, stronger, possibly dormant until now." My breath catches. I shake my head. "No, that can't be. My mother, she was gentle, quiet, ordinary." "Ordinary doesn't activate ancient protection magics," Aren says softly. "Only wolves with legacy blood, wolves born under prophecy, wolves destined for—" He stops himself. I stare. "For what?" I whisper. He looks away, jaw tense, hands flexing like he's fighting instinct. "For a fate bigger than any of us expected." My heart thunders. A soft knock interrupts the moment. Roan cracks the door. "Alpha, we have a situation." Aren rises immediately, wolf rising behind his eyes. "What kind of situation?" Roan's face is grim. "A scout found tracks on the far border." My blood goes cold. Roan continues. "3 unfamiliar wolves, fresh. They crossed into our woods at dawn, and they're looking for an Omega." A pause. "A pregnant one." Aren's energy sharpens like a blade unsheathed. I grip the arm of my chair. "We'll find them," Roan says, "but you should keep Lira close." Aren steps in front of me, close, shielding, claiming. His voice is a low, deadly promise. "Let them come." He turns his head slightly, looks at me, and says the words that make my wolf sit up like she's been struck by lightning. "They will learn what happens when they try to take what's mine." My breath stops. My heart stutters. And for the first time, I don't argue. Because deep down, under the fear, under the hurt, a truth stirs. I want to be his. Not tomorrow, not instantly, but inevitably. Chapter 8. Aren decides we're not staying indoors, not with strangers trespassing, not with someone sniffing around for a pregnant Omega. So 20 minutes later, I'm in boots and a borrowed Silverborne sweater that smells distractingly like him, walking into the forest with an alpha whose idea of keeping me close apparently means hovering like a stone-carved shadow. "This is unnecessary," I mumble as he leads me through the pines. "You don't have to babysit me on a nature walk." He glances over his shoulder. "It's not babysitting." "Oh?" I raise a brow. "What would you call it then?" "Instinct," I snort. "You keep saying that like it's a personality." "It is," he says, dead serious. I fall silent, because he's not wrong. The forest is breathtaking. Tall pines, soft patches of snow, the distant sound of a river. Sunlight slices through branches like silver. The air tastes like ice and moonlight and whatever magic hums through this land. "What are we doing out here?" I ask. "2 things," he says. "First, letting the pack secure the house without distraction." Translation, you don't want them tripping over themselves while trying not to stare at my belly. He grunts. "Correct." That earns a laugh out of me. "Second," he continues, "I want to test something." A cold shiver runs down my spine. "Test what?" He slows to a stop, turns to face me fully. "Your wolf." My heart slams into my ribs. I told you, I barely have a wolf. She's quiet, broken, scarred, maybe. No, he cuts in softly. She's waking. He takes a tiny step forward, close enough that I feel the heat radiating off him. My wolf perks up instantly, tail wagging like an idiot. Lira, last night you activated my border. This morning your presence stirred the runes in your room. You're not weak, you're not dormant, you're restrained. Something in your old pack smothered your wolf. The words hit me like a blow. My breath catches. Who would do that? His jaw tightens. Someone who feared you, or feared what your wolf could become. My mind spins. My stomach turns. Jace's voice echoes in my memory. Omegas don't have real wolves. You're too sensitive, too fragile. Just be grateful someone wants you. Aren must sense the shift inside me because he steps even closer. Slow, careful, deliberate. Look at me, he murmurs. I do. And his eyes, glowing gold with a storm-gray ring, lock onto mine with a gentleness that almost breaks me. You were never weak, he says. You were lied to. I swallow hard. Then how do I wake her? Aren extends his hand, not touching, just offering. Walk, he says. Let your wolf feel the land. I take a shaky breath, then place my palm in his. Warmth shoots up my arm, settling in my chest. We walk deeper into the woods. His fingers stay loosely hooked around mine, protective but not restrictive. Every few seconds, he glances at the trees, listening to sounds only an alpha picks up. You're tense, he says without looking. You're holding my hand, I mutter, and walking too close, and breathing like a forest god with anger issues. He huffs, the Aren equivalent of laughter. My breathing bothers you? It's distracting. What about it distracts you? I glare at a pine cone because eye contact is dangerous. Everything. His thumb brushes my knuckle in a small, innocent-looking stroke that absolutely is not innocent. If you want me to move away. I didn't say that, I blurt. His smile is soft, knowing, infuriating. Then, a prickle of something electric runs down my spine. I stop walking. Aren stops immediately beside me. What is it? He asks, voice low. I don't know. I wrap a hand around my ribs. Something feels different. The forest hums. No, not the forest. Me. A warm pulse spreads from my chest outward. Slow at first, then faster. My breath comes out in a gasp. Aren turns fully toward me. Lira! I think... My voice breaks. I think she's waking. A sudden spike of heat rushes through my veins, like my wolf is clawing her way forward, stretching for the first time in months. My knees buckle. Aren catches me instantly, one arm around my waist, the other bracing my back, holding me against him. Breathe, he murmurs, steady and grounding. I can't, she's too strong. You're safe, he says, lowering us both gently to sit against a fallen log. Let her rise, I've got you. My wolf surges again, a wild, powerful energy I don't recognize. This isn't the quiet creature I've carried my whole life. This is something else, older, fiercer, moonborn. My fingers curl into the fabric of Aren's shirt, gripping like he's the only tether I have left. Aren! My breath shakes. What's happening to me? His voice drops to a whisper. You're awakening your true lineage. Then he presses his forehead lightly to mine. Not a kiss, not dominance, just connection, support, a grounding point in a storm. Follow her, he murmurs. Let her guide you. The world sharpens. Colors deepen. Every sound becomes clearer. The wind, the distant river, Aren's heartbeat, the shift of magic under the earth. And then, I see something. A flash of silver light moving through the trees. Not physically, not visible, instinct. Aren's grip tightens. What do you see? He asks, voice low. I blink, dizzy. There, northwest, something's moving, watching. He inhales sharply. You feel them? Yes, 3 wolves. No, 2 wolves and... My breath catches. One human with a gun. Aren's entire body goes lethal. That matches the tracks Roan found, he growls. Lira, that's not normal Omega sensing. I swallow. What does it mean? That you're far stronger than we thought. The forest goes still. Aren rises slowly, pulling me up with him, careful, steady, protective. His hand stays on my waist. I have to deal with them, he says. But you're not going back alone. My fear spikes. You can't leave me. I won't. He turns me gently to face him. I'll take you somewhere deeper, safer, a place no one can cross. I blink. Where? Silverborne's heart. His fingers brush my cheek lightly, a soft promise. It's sacred, ancient, alive. And safe? The safest place in the north. He steps closer, his body a shield, his scent wrapping around me like armor. Trust me? The question hangs in the cold air. My wolf answers first, rising with a fierce, urgent yes. My human heart follows, trembling but sure. Yes, I whisper. Aren's eyes flare with emotion, relief, and something deeper. He takes my hand. Then stay close, Lira, he murmurs, because the forest is watching, and it already knows who you are. The trees rustle, not with wind but with recognition. My wolf stirs, and Aren leads me deeper into a destiny I'm no longer sure I'm ready for, but absolutely can't walk away from. Chapter 9. Aren leads me deeper into the forest, our fingers intertwined, not tightly but securely, like he's making sure the world knows I am with him. The forest changes as we move. The pines grow taller, the air grows sharper. Something old watches us from the shadows, not threatening but curious. What is this place? I whisper. Aren doesn't answer at first. He scans the trees, every muscle coiled, protective, lethal, focused. Finally, he says, Silverborne territory was built around a sacred center, a heart, a place the moon blessed long before packs had names. He glances at me, eyes glowing faint silver now, brighter than before. Very few are allowed to enter. Oh, good, I mutter. Taking the barely functioning pregnant Omega to a forbidden magical place. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Aren actually huffs, amused. You're not barely functioning, you're awakening. Awakening feels like heartburn, I admit. That's normal. What's not normal? I ask. He stops walking, turns to face me, and says quietly, that you sensed intruders from a mile away. Through trees, through magic, through terrain. That's an alpha-level skill. Strong alphas, rare ones. I blink. I'm not an alpha. Not in title, he says. In blood? I'm no longer certain. My wolf lifts her head inside me, stretching her energy through my ribcage like she's waking after years of sleep. Aren must feel it. His eyes sharpen. Lira, he murmurs, your wolf is one breath away from full emergence. The forest rustles, branches shake, magic hums. Something responds to my presence like an echo. Do you feel that? I whisper. Yes, he says. Silverborne feels you. Then a chill slices through the air. Not cold, wrong. Aren's hand tightens around mine. Stay close, he says. Define close, I mutter. He moves behind me. His chest presses lightly to my back. His breath warms the side of my neck. Close enough that nothing touches you, he says low. My toes curl in my boots. My wolf flops dramatically like finally physical contact, you coward. Is this necessary? I ask, trying to steady my breathing. Yes, Aren says, too fast, too honest. Okay then. But just as I'm adjusting to that, I feel it. A pulse of darkness, a flicker of hostile intent. Northwest, 3 presences. 2 animalistic, 1 human. Guns, silver, malice. Aren, I whisper, they're moving. His body goes tight against mine. Direction? Northeast, fast. He nods. You're right. Wait, you sensed that too? No, he says. I sensed you sensing it. Oh. Oh, that's intimate. Aren, I whisper, they're getting closer. He moves in front of me, his back broad, blocking the threat entirely. You'll stay here, he orders softly. In the heart. But, Lira. Just my name. But heavy, protective, searing. I fall silent. He cups my cheek with one hand, thumb brushing gently across my skin. This place will protect you. The land listens to wolves of lineage. I don't have lineage, I whisper. He shakes his head slowly. Lira, you have something older than lineage. Before I can ask, the trees around us shift, branches parting, roots untangling, like the forest itself is making way. A clearing appears, circular, perfect, glowing. Silver flowers bloom instantly at the edges, their petals shimmering with moonlight even though it's midday. Aren exhales, not fear, but reverence. This, he says, is Silverborne's heart. The moment I step into the clearing, the air hums. Magic ripples under my feet. The runes carved into the stones pulse faintly. My belly warms. The pup kicks hard, like they recognize it. Aren watches quietly, awe flickering across his features. She accepts you, he murmurs. She? I ask. He nods toward the land. The moon's magic is feminine, protective, ancient. She chooses who may stand here. And she chose... me? He steps closer. Lira, she didn't just choose you, she reacted to you. Before I can process that, Aren stiffens. His wolf rises in his eyes, silver flooding around the pupils. Stay here, he murmurs. I'll handle what hunts us. No, I grab his arm. You can't face them alone. He doesn't turn, just squeezes my hand once, hard. Lira, he whispers, I answer your wolf, always, but this is my job. His voice deepens, almost a growl. I will not let them near you. The air thickens as his power surges. He steps outside the clearing, and the moment he does, the silver flowers fold inward like they're protecting me. Wait, I say, voice shaking. Aren... He turns once, eyes molten gold. Not soft, not patient. Alpha. You are under my moon now, he says. No harm will touch you. The ground trembles. The trees shudder. His wolf roars inside him, a sound that rattles the stones. And Aren Wolfe disappears into the woods. The forest is too quiet, not silent, waiting. Every instinct in me buzzes. My wolf paces inside my chest, restless. Aren, I whisper into the air, you better come back. A snap of a branch cuts through the clearing, not from Aren's direction. My pulse spikes. I take a step backward. Something shifts behind the trees. A shadow, a whisper of movement, then a voice, not Aren's, low, male, wrong. Well, well, the voice says, found you. My blood turns to ice. I back up until my legs hit a stone. A man steps out of the trees, tall, lean, mean-eyed. 2 wolves in half-shifted form flank him. He smirks. Boss said fetch the Omega. Guess he wasn't exaggerating. You're glowing like a damn beacon. My heart slams against my ribs. My wolf snarls. Stay back, I warn, voice shaking but firm. The man laughs. Oh, sweetheart, you're coming with me. He takes one step into the clearing, and the forest explodes. A scream, not from me. Energy pulses outward from the ground like lightning. Silver light erupts from the runes. The man is thrown back 10 feet, hitting a tree with a sickening crack. The wolves yelp, scrambling away. My breath stutters. The land protected me. The Silverborne heart is alive, fighting for me. I stare, stunned. What am I? I whisper. No one answers, because in the next heartbeat, the forest roars. A shape bursts through the trees, huge, silver-eyed, feral, Aren, half-shifted, teeth bared. Wolf and man fused into something wild and ancient. He lands between me and the intruders with a snarl that shakes the clearing. The man scrambles to his feet, pale. Oh, hell! He doesn't finish. Aren moves, fast, silent, precise. He takes down the first wolf in seconds. The second barely gets a step before Aren's claws slash across his chest. The man stumbles backward, terrified. You're insane, he gasps. Just for an omega? Aren grabs him by the throat, lifts him, snarls in his face. She is not just an omega. The man chokes. She's not even bonded to you. Aren's voice drops to something primal. She doesn't need to be. He throws the man to the ground. The intruder wheezes, scrambling for his gun. Aren steps forward. Aren, I cry. He freezes, turns to me, and something changes. His rage softens. Control returns. His wolf settles under his skin. He leaves the man alive, barely, and backs toward me, chest rising with heavy breaths. Lira, he murmurs, kneeling the second he reaches me. Are you hurt? I shake my head, stunned. No, I'm fine. The land protected me. He cups my face, worry flooding his features. Good, he breathes. Good. I grab his hands. Aren, he said I wasn't just an omega. Aren meets my eyes, soft, steady, certain. Lira, he says, voice low, you are something far greater. My pulse skips. What am I? I whisper. His thumb brushes my cheek. You, he murmurs, are moonborn. The world tilts. Moonborn. The wolves fall silent, and the land hums beneath my feet in agreement. Chapter 10. I don't remember walking back to the pack house. I remember Aren's arm around me. I remember the forest bending for us like a curtain drawn back. I remember the ground humming every time my foot touched it. But mostly I remember one word circling my brain like a ghost. Moonborn. We reach the house. The moment Aren steps through the front door with me clutched against him, the entire pack freezes. Dane stands first, eyes widening. Alpha, Mara gasps. Lira, are you hurt? What happened? Roan moves forward, then stops dead when he sees Aren's half-shifted claws, still stained with intruder blood. Someone tried to breach the heart, Aren says. The room erupts in growls, curses, shock. The heart? Dane demands. No one can even enter that clearing without being chosen. Aren jerks his chin toward me. She was. Silence. A thick, stunned silence. Mara's hand covers her mouth. Roan steps forward slowly, reverently, like approaching something sacred. Her scent, he whispers, inhaling carefully. Alpha. It's changed. Aren growls instantly, low, territorial, and Rowan steps back so fast he nearly trips. Mara slaps Rowan's arm. Stop sniffing people without permission. I stand there, trembling, overwhelmed, exhausted, confused, every eye in the room burning into me. Aren senses it. He steps in front of me like a wall. No stairs, he warns, voice deep and dangerous. She is overwhelmed, and under my protection. The pack immediately looks away. The tension hums between us all. Aren keeps his body angled slightly, blocking me from every other wolf in the room, even his own pack. His wolf snarls silently under his skin. Aren, I whisper, tugging his shirt lightly. He turns instantly. Upstairs, he murmurs. Now. He doesn't drag me. He doesn't command me. He simply offers his hand. I take it. Because my knees feel like water. Because my wolf trusts him. Because staying downstairs where every wolf is staring like I'm a prophecy snack? Hard no. He leads me to the same quiet sitting room as before, doors shut, windows overlooking the pines. Only when we're alone does he let go of my hand. And the loss is immediate, sharp. He paces in front of me, tension radiating off him like heat from a wildfire. Aren, I whisper. He stops, turns to me. And something in him breaks, not visibly, not dramatically. But the mask slips, just a little. You scared me, he says quietly. My breath catches. What? He steps closer, slow, deliberate. You scared me, he repeats, voice low and rough. When you felt them before I could, when you fell, when your wolf surged so fast your body shook. I swallow. I didn't mean to. I know, he says. That doesn't change what I felt. He stops one breath in front of me. You are not trained. You don't know how to shield. If the land hadn't reacted, if I had been 10 seconds later. The thought shatters him. His hand rises, cupping the back of my neck gently. Not possessive, not demanding, just grounding. Lira, he murmurs, forehead nearly touching mine. I cannot lose you. My heart stutters violently. You barely know me, I whisper. He huffs softly. My human doesn't. My wolf does. His thumb grazes the edge of my jaw. And he is losing his mind. I swallow hard. Aren, this moonborn thing, what does it actually mean? His jaw flexes. He pulls back only enough to look me fully in the eyes. It means, he says slowly, you were born with a dormant alpha-tier lineage, ancient, rare, a bloodline tied directly to the moon's magic. I'm Omega, I whisper. You were labeled Omega, he corrects, but classifications can hide as much as they reveal. I don't understand. He steps back, scrubbing a hand over his face. It means your mother hid you, he says. Or someone hid the truth about you, because moonborn wolves are hunted, revered, feared. Their blood carries ancient power, healing, sensing, binding, awakening. My vision wavers. Me, powerful, wanted, hunted? No, that can't be right. I'm nobody, I whisper. Jace always said Omegas like me were... Aren's growl shakes the floor. Never repeat his words, he snarls. He tried to cage you with lies, and someone taught him how. I shiver. He steps closer again, not touching me, not yet. You awakened the heart of Silverborne, he says. That magic has existed since before packs were formed. Only 4 wolves have ever done it. 4? I whisper. 4 in all recorded history. His voice softens. And you are one of them. My knees buckle. Aren catches me instantly. His hands slide to my waist, lifting me lightly, placing me onto the armchair. He kneels, a powerful alpha kneeling before me. I can barely breathe. Aren, I'm scared. He lifts his head. Good, he says softly. Power without fear is dangerous. Fear means you will be careful. My throat tightens. But you are not alone, he adds, hands bracketing my knees gently. Not for a single breath. I stare down at him. Big, strong, lethal alpha. On his knees, looking at me like I'm something holy. Aren, I whisper, why do you act like this? Like I'm important? He doesn't hesitate. Because you are the most important thing that has ever walked into my life. My breath catches. He inhales slowly, eyes glowing again, bright silver now, not gold. My wolf recognized you instantly, he murmurs, but now my human sees it too. I whisper, sees what? His voice drops to a whisper, a promise, a confession. You are mine. My heart slams. My wolf howls in triumph. My breath trembles, but I shake my head. I can't jump from heartbreak to this. His jaw tightens. Not angry, hurt. He shifts closer, still kneeling. I know, he says quietly, and I will wait. My eyes sting. I'm afraid, I admit. I know, he repeats. I'll wait anyway. And I'm pregnant. I know, he says softly. I want that pup safe. And I'm broken. Aren shakes his head. No. He leans forward, pressing his forehead to my knee. You were caged, but you are not broken. A tear escapes me. He looks up. Let me prove it, he whispers. Not with commands, not with claims, but with presence. Silence stretches between us, electric, soft, intimate. And then a voice echoes from downstairs. Roan. Aren. The intruder regained consciousness. He's demanding to speak to Lira. Aren rises instantly, wolf snapping forward. His power fills the room, dark, lethal, possessive. No, he growls. She doesn't go near him. Aren, Roan calls again. He said he has information about her mother. The world stops. Aren turns to me slowly, soft, worried. Lira, he whispers. My heart stutters. Information about my mother, the woman who raised me gently, softly, lovingly, who never told me what I was, who never told me any of this. I swallow hard. I need to hear it, I whisper. Aren steps closer, chest rising sharply. It's a trap. Maybe, I say, but I have to know. He stares at me, conflict raging behind his eyes, finally, reluctantly. He nods. I'll take you, he says, but you stay behind me. You do not touch the bars. You do not speak unless I tell you. If he moves wrong, he doesn't finish. He doesn't need to. His wolf finishes for him, voice sharp as a blade. I'll kill him. Chapter 11. The walk to the holding cells feels like descending into a different world. Silverborne's pack house may look like a rustic mountain lodge above ground, but beneath it? There are stone corridors, reinforced doors, wolf-proof cells carved into bedrock. Aren's wolf energy fills the halls as we walk, heavy and territorial. His steps are slow, controlled, each one a promise of violence if anyone touches me. He keeps me tucked behind him so close that my fingertips graze the back of his jacket. Every time another wolf approaches, he shifts subtly, shielding me with his body. Without touching me, he still manages to touch me everywhere. We reach the end of a long hallway where Roan waits. His expression is grave. He's awake, Roan says, and talking. Aren's voice drops into something dark. Did he try shifting? Tried, Roan says with a bitter grin. Didn't succeed. Dane broke his arm. Good, Aren growls. My stomach tightens. I'm nervous, scared, angry, all of it at once. Roan steps aside, revealing the cell. Inside, the intruder sits slumped against the wall, one arm twisted wrong, bruises blooming across his ribs. Silver mesh cuffs bite into his wrists and ankles. Wolf restraints. He's conscious but pale, terrified. And when he sees me, he freezes. Aren moves instantly, ready to tear him apart. A reflex, a promise. But the man lifts his head just enough to speak. She looks just like her, he croaks. Gods, the resemblance is... Aren snaps, watch your mouth. But my pulse spikes. The questions in me roar to life. Like who? I whisper. The man's eyes flick to me, and for a split second I actually see fear. Not of Aren, of me. My heart stutters. Aren steps in front of me. Say another word to her and I'll... Aren, I whisper, touching his arm lightly. Let me talk. He stiffens, then turns his head, eyes burning. Lira, I need answers, I say. I need to know. His jaw tightens so hard I hear it click. He doesn't want this. He hates this. It kills him to let the threat even look in my direction. But slowly, painfully. He steps aside just enough for me to see the man fully. He stays within touching distance. Close enough that if I inhale too sharply, I'll brush his arm. He's giving me space, without giving space to danger. I don't know how he does that. I don't know how it makes me feel. But I step forward. My voice comes out steadier than I expect. Tell me what you know about my mother. The man stares at me like he's looking through time. She was moonborn, he rasped. Same as you. My breath catches. Aren swears under his breath. I press a hand to my chest, dizzy. That's not possible. My mother, she was quiet, soft, kind. She hid herself, the man spits. Hid you, hid everything. My throat tightens. Hid me from what? Hunted blood, he says. Your line carries power, real power, the kind packs fear, the kind elders want to control. The room tilts. Elders. Maella's father, Jace's new father-in-law. Aren picks up on the direction of my fear instantly. His hand presses to the small of my back, gentle, grounding. He's here. He's not leaving. I'm not alone. The man continues, voice shaky. Moonborn wolves aren't omegas. They aren't betas. They aren't even alphas. They're something else, something older. And your mother knew they'd come for you one day." "Who?" I whisper. "The council," he croaks. "The elder from your old pack is the one who wants you most. He knew who your mother was. He knew what you'd be. He's been trying to track you since birth." My vision blurs. "That's why your wolf was suppressed," the man adds. "Someone blocked her. Someone close enough to touch your core." My stomach twists. Jace's voice echoes in my mind. "Omegas don't have strong wolves. Yours is weak. It's normal." A lie, a manipulation, a leash. Aren's wolf surges so sharply I feel it through the air. "Who blocked her?" Aren growls. "Who touched her core?" The man smirks weakly, blood on his lip. "You already know, Alpha." I whisper the name I never expected to say with venom. "Jace." The man laughs, a bitter, broken sound. "Your chosen mate didn't choose you," he says. "He was instructed to choose you, to keep you quiet, to keep you small, to keep you from awakening." My body shakes. Aren moves so fast I barely see it. He slams his fist into the bars, rattling the cell. "If you harmed her, if your pack touched her in any way, it wasn't me," the man snaps. "It was him, the beta boy you loved. He was trained, taught, groomed by the elder to suppress you. He used physical touch, scent suppression techniques, emotional manipulation." I choke. Aren growls so fiercely Roan flinches. "Stop," I whisper. "Stop talking." The man continues anyway. "He made you believe your wolf was weak, made you believe shifting was dangerous, made you believe you were lucky he chose you, all lies." My heart cracks wide open. Aren's hands clench. His wolf pulses like a storm. "He suppressed your wolf to keep you manageable," the man finishes, "and to keep your power dormant." The world goes silent, completely, utterly silent. Then Aren moves, not toward the intruder, toward me. He grabs my shoulders gently but firmly, pulling me close, scanning my face like he's checking for wounds only he can see. "Lira," he whispers, voice shaking with fury he can't contain. Did Jace ever lay hands on you to silence your wolf?" I swallow hard. I don't know," I choke. "He would calm me, touch my neck, stroke my hair, press his palm to my spine when I got anxious." Aren's face goes murder dark. "That's a control method," he growls. "A suppression technique. He knew exactly what he was doing." I shake, tremble, break. Aren pulls me into his chest, not crushing, not claiming, holding. His arms wrap around me like armor. His scent envelops me, pine, smoke, storm. His heartbeat pounds against my ear. "I've got you," he murmurs into my hair, voice raw. "I swear, Lira, I've got you." My tears come fast, silent, unstoppable. "He lied to me," I whisper against his chest. "He took everything I thought was true about me and—" "I know," Aren whispers. "I know, sweetheart. Sweetheart." The word melts something deep in me. I grip fistfuls of his shirt, shaking. He holds me tighter, protective, grounding, unyielding. After a long moment, Aren lifts his head and looks at Roan. "Secure him," Aren commands. "No one touches him but me." His voice is lethal. Then he looks down at me, and his voice breaks. "Lira!" I look up, eyes blurred with tears. Aren cups my face gently, thumb brushing my cheek, eyes burning with something too deep for words. "You are not broken," he murmurs. "You were caged." He leans his forehead to mine, breathing me in. "And I swear on the moon itself, no one will cage you again." Something shifts inside me. A click, a lock breaking, a door opening. My wolf rises, not quiet, not timid, not suppressed. She lifts her head and speaks. Mine, not questioning, not pleading, certain. I gasp softly. Aren's breath catches. His eyes flash with raw, unmistakable emotion. "Lira," he whispers, voice rough with restraint. "Don't say things you're not ready for." "I didn't," I breathe. It was my wolf. His control shatters for a second, just a second, enough for his wolf to flash fully in his eyes, silver and wild. He swallows hard. This bond, it's coming, he whispers. I can feel it. My pulse thrums. But we'll go your pace, he says, voice soft again. Always. I breathe out shakily. Thank you. He presses a soft kiss to my forehead, light, cautious, reverent. You never thank an alpha for protecting what's his, he murmurs. But his next words? They're not a claim, not a command, a promise. Soon, you'll understand who you truly are. Chapter 12. I wake on the same bed I fell apart on last night. But the difference? I'm not alone. A silent presence sits in the chair across the room. Broad shoulders, strong jaw, dark hair tousled like he kept running his hands through it all night. Aren. He's not asleep. Not really. His eyes are half open, tracking the room even while his body tries to rest. The moment I stir, he straightens. Fully awake, fully alert. Lira, he murmurs, voice deep with morning gravel. You okay? I nod. Barely. The memories hit like a punch. Moonborn, suppressed wolf, Jace's manipulation, my mother's secret, the intruder. Aren holding me as I broke. My chest tightens. Aren stands, slow, cautious, giving me time to breathe. Don't push yourself, he says gently. The more your wolf awakens, the more rest you need. How did you? Because I've trained wolves like you, he says softly. Not moonborn, but those whose powers awakened late. I blink. You've done this before? His jaw flexes. Once. And? His gaze darkens. He didn't survive. My breath catches. Why? Because he was alone. The implication hits hard. Aren steps closer. You are not alone. The words settle in my bones. But before I can respond, a knock comes at the door. Roan pokes his head in, eyes bright. Morning, he says. Alpha said you should start practicing with your wolf. I came to help. Aren's head snaps toward him so fast Roan stumbles. You? Aren growls. Why you? Roan blinks. Because I'm beta, and training is my job? Aren steps in front of me, not even hiding it. She won't train with anyone but me. My eyebrows shoot up. Roan looks between us. She can decide for herself, Alpha. Aren's wolf flares, silver flashing in his irises. Roan takes a step back, hands up. Okay, point made, you train her. Then he turns to me and smirks. You know he never volunteers to train anyone, right? Not even himself. Aren growls. Roan flees. When the door shuts, Aren mutters under his breath, he talks too much. I laugh, a small, fragile sound. Aren turns to me, and his entire expression softens. Ready? He asks. For training? For understanding yourself, he says quietly, and what your wolf truly is. I swallow. Okay. The air outside is cold enough to sting, but fresh enough to clear my mind. Aren takes me to a small hidden clearing surrounded by ferns and moss. Runes shimmer faintly along the rocks, responding to my presence. Aren stands close, not touching me, but near enough that his heat wraps around me. First lesson, he says. Feel your wolf. I don't know how. You already do, he says. You've been feeling her for days. You just haven't trusted it. He moves behind me, close enough that I can feel his breath but not touching. Close your eyes, he murmurs. I do. Breathe. I inhale slowly. Exhale shakily. Again, he whispers. I obey. His voice is softer now, almost reverent. Now listen, not with your ears, with your instincts. The world sharpens. The forest hums. Birds shift in the trees. The river flows somewhere far off. And inside me, a flicker, a warmth, a presence, awake, watching, ancient. I feel her, I whisper. Aren moves closer, almost touching. Good, he murmurs. Let her rise a little more. The warmth expands, slowly, like sunlight filling my chest. She knows you're safe, Aren says softly. How do you know? Because she reacted to my presence before you did. That sends a full-body shiver down my spine. Next step, he says. Try reaching for her. I frown. Reaching how? Emotionally, instinctively. I try. A tug answers me. Not physical, energetic, like someone gently pulling on a thread inside me. I feel her, I whisper. Good. Then the warmth surges, a sudden rush of heat and power. My knees wobble. I gasp. Aren grabs my waist instantly, steadying me. Too steadying. His hands burn through my sweater. Easy, he murmurs into my hair. You're doing fine. I lean into him, maybe too much. His body goes rigid behind me. Lira? His voice breaks. If you keep leaning back like that, I won't be able to... Stay patient. Heat explodes under my skin. I jerk forward slightly. Sorry, No, he says immediately. Don't apologize, just give me a moment to breathe. He steps back a fraction but keeps his hand at the small of my back. Your wolf responds strongly to touch, he says softly. That's normal for your lineage, but it's difficult for me. Difficult how? I whisper. He exhales sharply. You smell like bond potential. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh, everything. I clear my throat. Okay, wolf practice. Right. Focus. Aren laughs softly behind me. Good. If you can still joke, you're fine. I attempt to focus again. The warmth responds instantly. A soft growl echoes in my chest. Not frightening, powerful, confident. She's close, I whisper. She wants something. What? Aren asks. I don't know, I admit, but it feels like she's reaching for something or someone. Aren inhales sharply. Lira. Then a branch snaps behind us. A shadow shifts. Someone steps into the clearing. A young male wolf. Brown hair, bright eyes, friendly smile. Unfortunately, that smile is aimed at me. Sorry to interrupt, he says. I'm Kalen. I brought supplies from the house. He stops, sniffs, eyes widen. He steps closer. Aren moves like lightning. He positions himself fully between us, shoulders squared, wolf blazing under his skin. Kalen freezes. Alpha, I meant no. Back up, Aren growls. I didn't. Now. Kalen backs up so fast he nearly trips. He bows deeply. Apologies. Her scent just... Another growl. Leave, Aren snaps. Kalen flees into the trees. When he's gone, I whisper, was that necessary? Aren turns to me slowly. His eyes glow fully silver now. Lira, he says, voice rough, your scent is awakening, and your wolf is calling, strongly. What does that mean? He steps closer, tension rolling off him in waves. It means every wolf who smells you is going to react. React how? Aren swallows. Like prey, I ask. No, he whispers. Like temptation. My breath catches. Aren continues, voice low, trembling. And my wolf is barely holding it together. My heart thunders. I'm tempting to everyone? No, he says, stepping close enough that his chest brushes mine. Only to alphas. My wolf howls inside me, and especially, he murmurs, to me. I freeze. Heat rushes down my spine. My voice shakes. Aren? He leans in, not touching, not claiming, just close enough that his breath warms my lips. If you let your wolf rise, he whispers, I won't be able to keep my distance. My knees nearly buckle. But, he adds, stepping back with visible restraint, we go at your pace, always. My heart cracks open just a little more. Okay, I breathe. He smiles, barely, but it's the softest one I've ever seen on him. Then lesson 1 is complete, he murmurs. What's lesson 2? I ask. Aren's gaze drops to my lips, lingers. When he looks back up, his eyes burn with promise. Learning how to control a wolf born of the moon. Chapter 13. Night falls fast in Silverborne. One moment the sky is painted in soft gold, the next darkness pours through the pines like ink spilling over the world. The moon rises heavy and bright, swollen, silver, watching. And under her light, something inside me hums. Not fear, not anxiety, readiness. Aren senses it. Of course he does. We walk side by side toward the pack's outer grounds, an open clearing where wolves train and patrol lines shift. Aren wants me close to the borders tonight. He wants to monitor my wolf, test her limits, but he's also restless. He keeps brushing my hand with his fingers. Not enough to grab, just enough to touch, just enough to ground. "Your wolf is stirring more than yesterday," he murmurs. "You say that like I should be excited and terrified simultaneously." "Both are accurate," he says. We reach the clearing. Snow glitters under moonlight like spilled sugar. A ring of stones outlines the space, an old training circle. Aren steps in first. I follow. My wolf stirs hard inside me. A push, a rise, like she's pacing under my skin. "What are we doing?" I ask softly. Aren turns toward me. The moon catches his face, sharp jaw, storm gray gaze, a predator carved by centuries of instinct and discipline. But there's something else tonight. Emotion, anticipation, fear, maybe. "A test," he says. "Of what?" "Your wolf's strength." A pause. "And my control." My breath stutters. "Your control?" He steps closer, close enough that the cold air stops between us. "You are glowing tonight," he murmurs. "Your scent is strong. Your power is rising. Every alpha in this territory will feel it." "And you?" I whisper. He exhales shakily. "I feel it the most." My heartbeat races. But before I can answer, a howl splits the night. Sharp, urgent, dangerous. Aren turns instantly, posture shifting into battle readiness. "That's Rowan," he says. "He's signaling intrusion on the west ridge." Intrusion. Again, my stomach knots. "More of them," Aren growls, low, furious. "They're not giving up, not until they get you." He grabs my hand, not gently, not roughly, necessarily. "We're going," he says. "To fight?" I choke. "To end this." The run is short, the air cold, the ground hard, the tension thick as rope. Roan, Dane, and several patrol wolves stand in defensive formation. Their wolves are half-shifted, snarling, ears forward. The moment Aren crests the ridge, they bow their heads. "Alpha," Roan calls. They crossed again, 3 wolves, 1 human, all carrying silver. My blood chills. I know what silver does to wolves. I know what it means when hunters bring it. Dane points toward the tree line. "They're hiding behind the old pines. They're waiting for an opening." Aren growls. It shakes the ground. "They won't get one." Then his jaw tightens. His eyes cut to me. "You stay behind me." I want to argue. I want to say I'm strong, that I'm awakening, that I'm not helpless anymore. But my wolf has other ideas. She rises hard and fast inside me, pushing against my ribs. "Aren," she whispers. "Danger. Protect mate." My breath catches. "Mate." I push the thought away. Focus. A sudden crunch, branches breaking, movement. The intruders step out, silhouettes against moonlight. 3 wolves, ash-colored and broad-shouldered, and behind them, a man with a gun. Not just any gun, a silver-barreled one, aimed straight at me. Aren roars, a sound so violent it snaps trees. He shifts halfway, claws erupting, fangs bared, eyes blazing molten silver. "Get behind me," he snarls. But I don't move, not because I'm brave, not because I want to die, because something pins me. A pull, a surge, a command from deep inside, my wolf. She steps forward inside me, not wild, not reckless, awakened. "Lira," Aren growls, panicked. "Move." "I can't," I whisper. "Why not?" "She's rising." His eyes widen. "Now," he breathes. My breath shakes. Energy floods through me, warm, electric, ancient. And then the man fires. Everything slows. Wind stops. Sound fades. The bullet gleams silver in the moonlight. Aren moves first, leaping, shifting, a blur of power. But he won't make it in time. He won't reach me. I won't survive. My wolf rises, not calmly, not gently, explosively. A pulse erupts from my chest, a shockwave of silver light that ripples outward like a moonlit explosion. The bullet stops midair, suspended, frozen inches from my heart. The intruders stagger backward, screaming. All the wolves in the clearing drop to their knees as the light washes over them, not in pain, in reverence. The bullet melts, completely, liquid silver dripping onto snow. Everyone is silent, everyone but Aren. He stares at me, chest rising and falling in sharp breaths. "Lira," he whispers, voice shaking. You used moon magic." My whole body trembles. "I didn't mean to. You didn't control it." He steps forward slowly, carefully, like approaching a wild, sacred creature. It answered instinct. He cups my face gently, searching my eyes. "Do you feel okay?" I think so. I pause. What do I feel? Warm, powerful, awake. The wolves behind Aren bow their heads to me, not him, me. Aren notices. His jaw clenches, not in anger, in awe. "Your lineage," he breathes. "I suspected, but this confirms everything." "What does it mean?" I whisper. Roan answers shakily from behind us. "It means she isn't just moonborn." Dane adds, voice trembling. "She's the descendant of the first wolf mother." Aren closes his eyes, a single shuddering inhale, then he opens them and looks at me like I'm something fierce and fragile and holy all at once. "It means," he says, "that you were never meant to be Omega." The moon brightens overhead. The wind shifts, and my wolf whispers the truth inside me. Alpha-born. My knees nearly buckle. Aren catches me instantly, holding me against his chest, his breath ragged against my hair. "I've got you," he murmurs. "Always." I clutch his shirt. "Aren, I'm scared." He presses his forehead to mine. "I know." His voice breaks. "But I've got you." Suddenly, another crack of a branch. A shadow moves. The human intruder, still conscious, aims again, this time at Aren. I don't think, I don't breathe, I move. Light bursts from my fingertips. Silver, bright, fierce. It slams into the intruder. He flies backward into a tree. Roan and Dane tackle the remaining wolves. Aren stares at me like the world just rewrote itself. "You protected me," he says softly. My voice shakes. "You protect me, I protect you." Aren's expression breaks open, raw, unguarded, shaking with emotion. "That," he whispers, "is a bond." I swallow. "But we haven't—" "You don't need to mark me," he says. "Your wolf chose mine tonight." My heart stutters. My wolf howls in agreement. Aren steps closer, slow, careful, eyes burning. "Lira." He cups my cheek, thumb brushing my lip. "Tell me to stop," he whispers. "I should. I don't. I won't," I breathe. His control shatters. He leans in and kisses me. Not soft, not claiming, not careful. Worshipping, devoted, desperate. The bond sparks, real, dangerous, undeniable, pulsing between us like a heartbeat. The moon lights the clearing, wolves bow, magic hums. And me? I kiss him back. Epilogue. It's been 2 weeks since the clearing. 2 weeks since the bullet that never hit me. 2 weeks since the Silverborne heart awakened beneath my feet. 2 weeks since Aren kissed me like I was something sacred. 2 weeks since fate stopped whispering and began shouting. And everything has changed. The danger hasn't vanished. The elder who hunted me is still out there, still wanting my blood for power he'll never wield. But Silverborne's borders hum stronger now. Alive with moonlight and magic I awakened. Aren says the land listens to me. I say I'm still figuring out what that means. But one thing is certain. I'm no longer hiding. Not my wolf, not my power, not myself. Today, the naming ceremony. The pack gathers in the main courtyard, torches flickering, snow falling in lazy spirals. Wolves stand in their human forms, silent, respectful, waiting for me. The idea alone nearly makes me faint. Mara fusses with my coat, smoothing the shoulders, fixing the silver clasp. You don't need to worry, she says. Pack ceremonies aren't as scary as they look. People are literally bowing, I whisper. As they should, she mutters, swatting Roan when he grins. Aren waits at the front, tall, strong, shoulders straight, eyes glowing molten silver as the moon rises behind him. He's wearing a dark cloak lined with wolf fur and a silver clasp shaped like a crescent. His title demands respect, his aura commands it, but the way he watches me, that's not the alpha. That's the man who held me while I cried, the man who guarded me while I slept, the man whose wolf recognized mine before I ever knew my own truth. I step forward, heart pounding. The pack parts like the sea. Aren extends his hand. I take it, warm, solid, mine. He leans close, voice brushing my ear like a vow. You look beautiful. I look terrified, I whisper. Same thing, he murmurs, lips curving. My breath catches. He leads me into the center of the courtyard, where the stone circle glows faint silver, reacting to my presence again. Roan steps forward, voice echoing. Tonight we gather to acknowledge Lira, moonborn descendant, chosen of the heart, awakened of the bloodline. The pack bows. My knees wobble. Aren slides his hand from my fingers to my waist, subtle, steadying, possessive. He does it in front of everyone. I whisper, You're doing that on purpose. Obviously, he murmurs. Then he steps forward, pulling me with him so we stand directly beneath the moon. Roan speaks again. It is custom for the Alpha to acknowledge those under his protection. Aren raises my hand. And it is custom, he says, voice deep and carrying, for the wolf born of the moon to acknowledge the Alpha who stands with her. Every head lifts, every breath stills. He turns to face me fully. His eyes, storm gray rimmed with molten silver, hold nothing back. Lira, he murmurs, voice dropping low enough only I can hear it. You don't have to bond with me tonight. My heart stutters. He continues, softer. You don't have to choose me yet. I'll wait, for a year, for 10, for however long it takes for you to feel safe with me. My eyes burn. A tear slips down. He brushes it away with his thumb, gaze steady. But the pack needs to know where I stand, he says, and I stand with you. My breath catches. He turns to the wolves and speaks loud enough for all of Silverborne to hear. This woman, he says, is under my protection. A ripple moves through the crowd. She is under my moon. The wolves bow. And if anyone touches her, the air shifts, cold, sharp, alpha power pouring off him like a storm. I will end them. Silence. No argument, no fear, only respect. Then he turns back to me. The storm in his eyes softens into something I've never seen from anyone but him. Lira. He lifts my hand to his lips, kissing the place where my pulse beats. Every part of me wakes. My wolf presses against my ribs with a soft, certain sound. Mine. I whisper, Aren. He smiles, small, reverent, breaking. You don't have to say it yet, he says. His thumb strokes my wrist. But when you're ready, I'll be here. Every night, every dawn, every battle. I swallow back tears. What if I never feel ready? I whisper. He shakes his head. You will, he says softly, because your wolf already has. And then, a sharp kick in my belly. I gasp. Aren's eyes widen, brightening with wonder. She agrees, he murmurs. I laugh through tears. Aren reaches out, placing his palm on my stomach with a gentleness that makes my heart ache. The pack watches in reverent silence. My pup kicks again, stronger, proud. Roan mutters, That kid's going to shift before she's born, I swear. Mara elbows him. I smile up at Aren. I'm scared of everything the elder knows about my family, I admit. Aren takes my face in both hands, eyes burning with fierce devotion. "Then you let me worry about him," he says. "You worry about breathing, eating, sleeping, living. And the baby," I whisper. "And the baby," he says, voice gentle. He leans closer, forehead brushing mine. "You are not alone anymore, Lira." The moon warms, the ground hums. My wolf sighs. And for the first time in my life, I believe him. I believe in this place, in this pack, in fate, in him. Aren whispers one final promise. "Soon," he says, "the world will know exactly who you are." "And who am I?" I whisper. He smiles softly. "My future," he murmurs. "And the mother of a legacy the moon herself marked." I close my eyes against the emotion, but I open them when he adds, voice low and warm, "And when you're ready, Lira, I'll be your mate." Thank you for listening to Mine Under the Moon, Part 1. If you stayed with Lira and Aren all the way to the end, just know your support means more than you could ever imagine. If this story touched you, if you felt Lira's strength, Aren's devotion, or the magic waking in their bond, please hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of destiny we're building together. Thank you, truly, for being part of the Rene's Romance Stories pack. Until the next moonrise, stay safe, stay soft, and stay magical.